Hi, my name's Aiden. I'm here to do a behind the bumper with team 4522 Scream, last year's champion. This is their robot Megalotron.
This video on fun is brought to you by viewers like you and also in partnership with the following.
AndyMark provides superior service with the reliability that teams expect. Check out their sport gearbox and ratchet sport options to their tried and true compliant wheels used by teams all over the world. From mechanical and electrical products to tools and hardware, head on over to AndyMark.com for your one-stop shop of high quality and affordable solutions. Osh Cut is the premier metal cutting service for first teams. No minimum order, options for same-day turnaround, 3D tube laser cutting, and with nearly 500 variations of metal in stock and ready to cut. Just upload a file and claim your 50% off discount when you scan the QR code or go to funroboticsnetwork.com/OSHCUT.
All right, we're going to go over to Nolan. He's going to talk about the entrance of the coral into the robot.
Okay, so starting off, we have a giant funnel. This, first thing you notice, it's made of match composite, really light material, new. So then what we do is we intake the coral from the source. It goes down into the manipulator. It always centers it down. Then going from there, we go across to our manipulator. This will hold the coral in this slot right here. Elevator goes up and scores. We also have two other ways to score. We also have a trough, so the manipulator will pivot down like this, and then the coral will get stuck and motors are stalled. Then the last bit is the algae bit. The manipulator can pivot out and grab the algae with these wheels, and it can also go down to pick up algae off the floor.
All right, now we're going to go over to Jameson to talk about Scream's elevator.
All right, I'm Jameson, and this year I designed our elevator, but I also designed it last year. If you look, this is a very similar elevator as what we did last year. We used the West Coast bearing blocks as our bearings. You also notice that we're using a continuous elevator, and it's belt driven. So all of our belt is inside of our elevator, inside of the stages. It's kind of hard to see right now. We are also running all of it down at a central gearbox. Each side is timed correctly, and it runs together. Then the next thing you'll notice is probably our constant force springs. To keep our center of gravity low while driving, we use constant force springs to force our inner carriage to go first, just making it lighter. It also makes it faster, so it's easier to score in our lower spots. Across our tops to help from bowing, because this thing does go about 9 feet in the air to score barge. So we are a big elevator. So to limit this, we've created our crossbars across the top. These are lightened 1/4-inch plates. You can also notice on the back side, we have a bent sheet metal part. It's also giving access to mount a limelight on the back. Down here, you can notice that we have these giant aluminum wedges. That's really just to keep our mass square and to make sure that we're not gonna bend, we're not gonna bow, nothing of that sort. Some things that we changed from last year. Last year, I don't know if anybody knows, but we actually make these, we call them banner rails. What they do is they lock in these bearings so your stages cannot separate from each other. It's really useful, especially if you aren't able to make a sturdy crossbar across the top. Last year we ran 90 thou aluminum. This year we've gone with more of a compliant polycarb, a 16th inch. Keep it light, keep it movable so we don't destroy things. And then you can also notice that all of our L's across the top, this is what engages the following stages. So if you hear a click, 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 that's us across the field.
All right, we're going to have Jackson do a demo of the coral and how it goes through the robot.
So while you run this, you might notice that we have a laser can on the side. So that is how we're using to keep our coral there. As you can see, it overshoots it, and then we're just holding it at the spot we need. The next thing you might notice is we actually don't have any motors on this manipulator. So all of our motors are in this carriage spot right here. This side runs our pivot. Well, this side is runs our manipulator. So this bar right here has a hex axle running through for a coaxial power. So we can keep all of our weight low, we can keep our manipulator fast, and we can make sure that we're not ruining wires while going.
Up.
So this is not even max height. This is our barge height right now, I believe, right? Or is this 4? So it's actually our level 4, not barge, my bad. We don't usually take it to max height because it's scary, it's tippy. We don't do that. But if you want to take it up to barge. So that's the elevator in action right there.
All right, now we're gonna go over to Jordan to talk about the code.
Okay, so a little bit more on our code. We're running 3 limelights. So we've got one here on the back side, we've got one here on the top, and then on the back side of the robot, you'll see another one underneath our climber. So we're running full localization throughout the match. We're using it in our autonomous program. We're running it to go to the stations. We're using it to align to the branches and reef to score those pieces, and then to our feeder station as well, back and forth. During teleop, we use it. Our main focus is our front one, so it's seeing those April tags even when we're butted up against the reef, and then we're aligning to either the right or left branch or even the algae to grab it off the reef. But it's all full localization with the limelights, and then obviously the swerve odometry. So that's one of the big bonuses with the multiple limelights and just working through that.
All right, we've heard about how this robot starts. Well, let's hear about how it finishes. We're gonna go back to Nolan to talk about the climber.
Alrighty, so for endgame, our climber is a every style type climber, but the first part of it is we have this linear servo down here that opens up the funnel. So our funnel will pivot right now. Now our every bot style climber comes out, where we have a couple of pieces right here to help funnel and hold the cage in place where it needs to be at. We have a gearbox down here with a gear ratio of 198. And then, yeah.
All right, one last quick little thing is over to Jackson. They have a very interesting approach to their driving this year. They only have one driver and they have a touch screen on their panel if you want to go into a little bit of detail about that.
Yeah, so all right. Traditionally, we've done like a button board, a physical button board, but this year we want to try something new. We want to do a touch screen. So on here we have a bunch of buttons. We have our manual overrides. We have things we're zeroing. We have like our auto selector, stuff like that. And we have on this controller, we have all of our controllers are on one controller. We like to do one driver. After last year, we learned that it's good for like making everything faster, like less miscommunication. So we have all our controls on here. We use these paddles and different button combinations to do everything because there's not a lot of buttons on here. And yeah.
This has been Behind the Bumpers on Team Scream's robot this year. I wish you guys luck, and I'm excited to see what you guys can do this year.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell to stay up to date on future fun videos. Osh Cut is the premier metal cutting service for first teams. No minimum order, options for same-day turnaround, 3D tube laser cutting, and with nearly 500 variations of metal in stock and ready to cut. Just upload a file and claim your 50% off discount when you scan the QR code or go to funroboticsnetwork.com/OSHCUT. AndyMark provides superior service with the reliability that teams expect. Check out their sport gearbox and ratchet sport options to their tried and true compliant wheels used by teams all over the world. From mechanical and electrical products to tools and hardware, head on over to AndyMark.com for your one-stop shop of high quality and affordable solutions.